Good Tuesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks, the SUVs, the dogs, the motorcycles, the journeys. Oh my gosh, wow. All I can say is wow. And as always, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, watching my channel, and tuning into the morning conversations where I bring ideas and thoughts and views that maybe relate to you. And we take one word of the day and get creative to make it some content. So I had yesterday, beyond believable, the journey to get back home. And thank goodness for that badass Ford F-450 truck that just gets up the road like you can't believe. Wow. Oh my gosh, what a story of a journey. Yes, and so the word of the day is journey. Yesterday's day was escape. If you didn't catch that video, you gotta watch my escape video. And sadly, the kid brought the bone back that the dogs want to dominate and create all these dogs fighting him on some for that big bone. But anyways, what a journey. No, come on guys, get away from the bone. I don't want the bone. So what a journey to get back home. And here I am back home, as you can tell from yesterday morning being down in, hey, I knew it. See, this is where it all starts up. Nope, 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 get away. Hey, get away, get away, get away. No, stop it. No, let's go, get in the office. Come on, let's go. Keeper? No. Scout? Nope, here we go. I told the kid, don't bring that bone back. And did you want to listen to me? Nope, didn't want to listen to me. So, and that'll be a fight up in the office. So I'm gonna have to take care of that problem. Like right now, the dogs don't get bones because it turns into a fight. Here's your football. Get your football. Get your football. Nope. 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 So take care of this now. You're not gonna do that, dude. No. Come on, here's your football. Let's play the football. All right. Hey, everybody having fun yet? Oh my gosh, so much work. It is work to travel, to see family, to try to have fun, and you're not going upstairs first because you're being too nasty. Yep, everybody, go on. Yep, and there I did. Just closed the barn doors. The birds moved in when I was gone. Hey, there you go, Keith. Get it up. Nope. Well, there's a problem. You got to figure it all out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's challenging being the Iceman. It really is. The journey back was a fiasco. It really was. Oh my gosh, what a joke. So for me, it just doesn't end. And yeah, look at all the cars. And yeah, the birds moved in, which I said that when I left, that they're going to move in. Thank God I covered up my cars because they're crapped all over. And you can see the bigger birds seem to be moving in too. Look at already broken eggshells. I mean, it's just, it's called living in the country and living in a barn. What do you expect, Mr. Iceman, right? So anyways, the road trip back, but here's the thing. As I'm getting ready to walk out the front door after saying goodbye to my mother-in-law, my wife points out the front door handle is broken. And I'm like, well, why are you bringing this up? Well, I'm getting ready to drive home right now. Well, because whatever. So what happens to me? Turns into the handyman project. Yeah, what happens to me? I end up, losing time to get back home. I got to run up to Home Depot now and buy a whole new front door handle. And here's the thing. It isn't a radical big thing, but it was just the telltale of what the day would be to begin the day. You know how that is? I'll tell you what, the water, we had heavy rains. This drain here, it's all clogged up. Get my nice waterproof shoes I got from Bass Pro Shop. I got some Cabela's, I think, down there. Anyway, so now I'm on a project to fix the front door. Which I do that, and don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, so that delayed me getting home, but it's not a big deal. But at the same time, it was the journey of the day. And then my daughter's like, I don't want to stand around, Dad. I want to go home. I'm like, well, go home. So my wife's like, no. I'm like, she can drive the big truck home. She drives around D.C., Baltimore area, working for me. Why can't she drive home? So she drives home. So finally I get the front door fixed, which that was a little bit of a project. Thank God I got tools down there that I bought years back to be able to do that work, and had to re-drill out the door. And people know it turns into a little bit of a project. Good news is the door handle is fixed and it's all good. So now I get up the road in the good old F450, and then my kid's up the road now. She's got a good hour, at least an hour, hour and a half head start of me. So, and my wife leaves right there with me, and so now the road trip begins. I go get fuel, and people probably like the journey conversations. You mean this is the journey conversations? Well, not really. I had the journey conversation idea yesterday of a whole different subject, which we'll get to that in a second. I just got to share with you the antics of the Iceman, as well as you guys. And as always, I appreciate everybody reaching out, in the concern of my well-being. That was very nice of everybody to do that. But I get home last night, the kids here cleaning the truck. I'm just like, what are you doing? It's like dark out and she's cleaning the truck. Yeah, she a truck nut and she's moved my wrapper out. I'm like, hey, what's going on here, kid? So anyways, sure enough, my daughter calls me about 2 hours, 3 hours in, says, hey Dad, I'm here sitting on 81 and stuck in traffic and it's a major accident. Like, and 81, if anybody drives this Virginia Route 81 area, it is so stupid. Virginia does not make it a 3-4 lane highway. There's only a few sections on 81 where it's 3 lanes. It's 2 lanes. And you're going back to the 60s. I remember being a kid in the back seat of my dad's Pontiac Le Mans, in the rear back of the frickin' car in the window with my other 3 siblings all packed in the car, and that's going down 81 from New Jersey to Tennessee, and it's 2 lanes. It's the exact same road. Virginia's such a bunch of cheap asses. They'll collect all your personal property tax and charge you to the hilt. And what do they do with all the damn money besides just stuff their own pockets? It's ridiculous. It is so bad. There's a bird maybe building a nest underneath that Ford F450. So it's so maddening. So that 81 totally sucks on holidays. And you know what? People are figuring it out. Don't leave on Sunday after a major Easter Sunday weekend. Leave on Monday. Yeah, the traffic was heavy. It's the heaviest I've seen it since the pandemic. And I just don't drive down on Wednesday evening for Thanksgiving Thursday. Yeah, 81's a total joke. So anyways, what a joke. So sure enough, I pulled over to get fuel. My wife has gotten up the road further than me now. And now she's calling me and saying, oh, the road's basically shut down, blah, blah, blah. But your Waze will help you, I'm sure. You got to get off at this route, blah, blah, blah. So sure enough, the big road signs are up 50 miles before even the accident. That tells you how bad it is. So as we get up closer, sure enough, Waze tells me to get off on this road. And what you got to be careful of Waze is dangerous. Because if everybody has Waze, they're going to do the exact same thing you're going to do. You're just creating another traffic jam. And yesterday, I just haven't not used Waze in that aspect in so long. And it's like I had to kick myself in the head how stupid you are sometimes to listen to Waze. Sometimes Waze makes your road trip even longer. It's the worst. So sure enough, I go for the gig, and I get off of 81, and this is no lie. This is like being in the movies. When the Waze takes me to this road, make a left. Taking me this road, take a right. This is now off of 81, and there's a bunch of cars. And it's weird how a bunch of cars go one way, a bunch of cars go another way, and it's just like, what is their navigation telling them? So, no lie, I'm not making this stuff up. I am out in rural roads and areas. I'm down dirt roads, gravel roads in this big ass truck and trailer. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm out of line. It's one turn after another turn. And then a road is closed down and detoured. And then you take another turn and another turn. And oh my gosh. And it's just like, there's no way this is outdoing me sitting on 81 when it's a 1-lane road due to the crash. And so sure enough, I finally make it all the way back to Route 11 that parallels 81 in many areas. And it's locked down. Route 11's locked down because every other brother has done the same thing I've done. So total, I lost like an extra 45 minutes of traveling time yesterday to an hour because of, guess what? This is classic. So by the time we get back in, here's my kid. She got back in about an hour earlier than I did. There they go. It's, Kiefer, Jesus Christ. He's such a different dog when he's all by himself. But yeah, when he gets in the pack, you know how it plays out. So anyways, so I get back in. My daughter tells me a tractor trailer with cattle had flipped and there's dead cattle on Route 81. That's the major problem. So the dead cows on the side of 81 totally screwed up 81 yesterday. Major northbound fiasco. I never saw it. She sat in traffic and saw it. She got up to 15.9 miles per gallon that Ram TRX until she got into stop and go traffic. She would have gotten over 16 miles a gallon in that truck. Isn't that pretty impressive? Then what's classic is my wife is calling me, telling me how she got off on the right exit and beat the big mess. I get home, she's not even home. My wife doesn't even get home for like 30 minutes after I got home. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, well, that shortcut turned into a long cut. I got lost. I'm like, okay. Oh my gosh, the journey says there's a bird's journey into my house, to my barn, my house, right? To the man cave. So tried to smoke them out last night. This is a lot of work staying here and smoke this damn thing. But anyway, so the adventures of the Iceman, the journey. So what intrigued the journey conversation was how Generation Z is impressing me because guess what they're doing? They're not getting caught up in this brainwashing of you have to go to college to make it in this physical world. You know what? I praise them for that. I really do. Generation Z gets caught out a lot, but I'm praising the Generation Z on my YouTube channel this morning because I think they're getting smart. I think they're very smart because they're witnessing how the college thing's a gig, and it's a gig. It's a gig. You're brainwashed from high school, elementary school. If you don't go to college, you'll be nothing. That's the truth. And it's a huge money-making operation. It's huge. If anybody I don't watch basketball anymore. I got tired of listening to the so-called professors of the world that are basketball players telling me how to live my life. I just got tired of it. It's like, wow, why don't I listen to this guy that knows how to play basketball, but yet knows everything else about life and tells me who I am and who I'm not? No way. I'm out. So I stopped. When LeBron James started mouthing off in 2020 and Stephen Curry started mouthing off 2020, I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I'm a youth girls basketball coach for 8 years. And to hear them calling me something, I'm like, I'm out. And I took my daughter out of that stuff. But to did watch it just on X. If you haven't heard about it, and I'm not following college basketball. I'm not following professional basketball. I don't do it anymore. But anyways, this is what happened. And this is really bad. So it came down to this Caitlin Clark girl, who's the superstar college girl, against another girl. And it came down to LSU versus Iowa State. Well, apparently during the national anthem, LSU walked off the court. But the Iowa State stayed on the court. So for the national anthem, just to me, wow. I mean, it's just, to me, I say it all the time. It's the professors brainwashing the youth. I think most people on my channel will say, yeah, we know this, Miss Rice, man. This is no new journey to us, but it is. Because the reason I'm talking about the Generation Z is that they're going for vocational skills. I love it. I love to hear how the decline in college enrollment in some ways is declining because people are starting to realize that maybe they can do something else in their life besides being told if they weren't a professor or an IT person, you're going to be nothing. Or you're a doctor, you're going to be nothing. I mean, in so many words, that's kind of the message. If you're not a cybersecurity person, whatever it may be, boy, I tell you what, it's not pretty this morning with these damn dogs. With Kiefer being back in town. Oh, yeah. So anyways, the point of this conversation is the Generation Z is enrolling at the highest level ever in modern times to become electricians, plumbers, welders, automotive technicians. Yes, so the vocational schools are seeing a huge enrollment in the younger Generation Z, wanting to take a different path and wanting to be more of a person that uses their hands. They want to be out and about. The comments of these young Generation Zs are, I witnessed during the pandemic, my parents sitting in the house behind a computer all day, and they're like, I want nothing to do with that. I want nothing to do with being stuck in a freaking house and sitting at a computer all day to make a living. They want to be out. They want to be journeymen. You know what a journeyman is? They want to be apprentice. I mean, if you know all that language, this is very exciting. It's very exciting. And the thing is, the electricians and the plumbers and the welders, they're getting older in life. They're my age and older that are retiring. They're getting out of the industries. And there's a shortage of plumbers, electricians, welders. So for me, for Generation Z, I don't think I have a huge following of Generation Z people, but I think it's very impressive that your generation is figuring things out. And can you blame them? All you hear, what is the main theme of this city administration? That they're going to get people out of the college debt that they took on to so-called be a better person and be successful. I mean, what does anybody get this? I mean, does anybody getting the message? Is okay, so I want you to go to college, and I want you to sign off on debt to go to college, but in the end, your college degree really won't have the value you think it had, and you're going to be very unhappy you took all that debt on. So we're going to find somebody to eliminate all that debt. And that's the main theme of this city administration. It's going to erase all this college debt from people that are very unhappy of going to college and not becoming what they thought they would become. So the Gen Z people, these people are cool because they're going to take the 1 year, 9 month, 2 year vocational skills, and then they're going to get into a field of actually making as much money and even sometimes more money than an average college student will ever get out of being just a college graduate that got a business degree or marketing degree or whatever, human resources, whatever it may be. And so I think that's really great. And they're not going to incur this huge amount of debt that, ends up donating monies to the likes of LSU University that just has people in charge that support the tarnishing of our country. And it's just, you got to think it through. The journey of so many people that journey themselves to our country. Does this make any sense to you? This country is in so many ways begging the illegals to come here like never seen. This city administration is truly begging. Yes, you hear the word begging? They're paying them to come here, fly them here, bring them here at any cost to the taxpayers. But yet then you have the professors of the colleges telling all these young kids that this country should be ashamed of itself. But yet then the sales pitch to all these people from these other countries is, hey, come to America and it's going to be beautiful, man. It's going to be beautiful. While the professors are telling the kids in the class that this capitalism and these guys like Iceman are a disgrace to this nation. Wow. Beyond believable. Does that just get you riled up? It gets me riled up because it's ridiculous. And when do people start? So here you hear stories of people on Facebook making derogatory statements about individuals in power, and they're getting personal visits from the FBI. I mean, you just hear these stories on social media. I'm not making this up. I'm just telling you what I read. And you're just like, wow, that's crazy. Wow. Well, when is the FBI, CIA going to go visit these professors of these colleges that tarnish the country of what it is? Waste of time, man. Why would they do that, Mr. Iceman? Right. So we'll go past that because it gets really heavy, it gets deep. It can actually really irritate people, and I get all that. And that's not my goal on my channel, is to irritate people. It really is not, even though I just talk about it all the time. You look at all these videos, all the videos on the YouTube, everything's gone bad. Everything. That's the message. Everything is in dire straits. Down in Tennessee, I'm going to tell you straight up, that place is booming. People are spending money. They can't build houses fast enough. Economy's phenomenal. People are lined up at Sam's Club to buy stuff. People go to church. Everybody I talk to, they have more work than they could ever ask for, even too much work. They're doing great. This is Tennessee now, everybody. I talk about this all the time, and people call me out because this area here, in so many ways, I get it. It's the government area. So, hey, Mr. Iceman, this area will never suffer like other parts of the country because it's the government area. True. I don't disagree with that. But yet when I go to Florida, Tampa, Florida, Oldsmar, Florida, it's booming. Every brother's making money. Times are good. I mean, for the most part, everything's... I have friends that have dealerships. Sales are great. Profits are slimmer, but they're still selling tons of cars and trucks, motorcycles, profits are slimmer, but they're still selling a lot of things. Everybody and their brothers out and about doing things. Wow, amazing. Huh, interesting. So the gloomer doomer guys that say that everybody's losing their jobs and everybody's cars being repossessed, I don't know, man. I just kind of think, wow. So the journey of the cars, journey of the ice age, journey of the EV age, and that's where we are more than ever. We are now in the biggest journey of the transformation of this country, of what we drive, how we think, what we do. It's happening. Whether you want to accept it or not, it's happening. The transformation to the EV industry is going to continue to go. It's not going to stop. When you read that Elon Musk had an 85% increase in hiring employees in Texas, that's a fact. He has like 26,000 employees in Texas that are diligently working on electric batteries, electric cars, SpaceX, Neuralink, Optimus, Grok, Elon Musk, what he's creating of the journey to transform the way you use vehicles, to transform the way you think, to transform the way you get information, to transform how you interact with a computer, to transform that you may go to Mars. It's beyond believable what Elon Musk is doing. It's the double-edged sword, as I always talk about. But it's not stopping. So the journey, in Elon Musk's view, to make mankind, in his eyes, better and nicer, I don't know. I mean, I have to say that's all very debatable on how you make these electric cars. But the whole point is, for Elon Musk, he's on a journey. He's on a huge journey. He's on a huge undertaking. It's beyond believable. I've talked about it so many times. Elon Musk will be the guy one day overtaken by the government. No doubt in my mind that Elon Musk will be in jail one day. Yeah, he will. People are like, no, he won't. Yes, he will. Yeah. Have you ever witnessed this over in China and other countries of what happens to these people who become incredibly powerful, that then they become a threat to the government? Yes. Yeah. Okay. You'll see. Right. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think it just takes time for it to all play out for Elon Musk. Sadly, yeah. Once he pisses off enough people consistently, and then he really does have the power to rule for so many things, there's just no way. It won't last. Hope I'm wrong. So for Elon Musk, his journey has been an EV vehicle. And it's interesting how Warren Buffett has been his, in so many ways, his apprentice. Think that through. So Elon Musk is the journeyman, because he's created the drive for domestic side, the electric vehicle. He's had a huge following of Tesla lovers. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Warren Buffett has taken his kind of business model to a degree, and he's invested huge Berkshire Hathaway monies into BYD. I've talked about it many times. Build Your Dream, Chinese-based company that makes ICE cars, hybrid cars, and electric cars. Well, for Warren Buffett, his apprenticeship is now, he's the journeyman, because he's now going to show Elon Musk how to really do it, because BYD is overtaking Elon Musk in EV sales. So for Elon Musk, he has challenges, even to the point that Elon Musk never has advertised his cars. He made fun of that for years. He didn't have to advertise cars. Well, guess what? Elon Musk in 2022 spent like $300,000 in advertising money. 2023, he spent $6.1 million in advertising money. And this year, he's going to spend way more than that, because he's got a challenge on his hands. He's got a challenge, a company called BYD over in China that is overtaking his dominance of the EV market. But what's really intriguing about this is, for Elon Musk, he didn't ever go the hybrid way. And believe it or not, the hybrids are the number one selling vehicle in China. So in the world markets, the hybrids are gaining a lot of traction, and they're going to overtake EV. They already have, they're going to overtake the ICE vehicles at some point to a degree. And then for the EV vehicles, they're always going to probably be dragging behind the hybrids, because I think more people are more confident with the gas engine always as a backup plan, not having to charge your car in you still have availability just to keep on driving with putting fuel in your car, and you keep on going. Don't sit around for an hour to get it charged or whatever. So for Warren Buffett, he's kind of like one-upped Elon Musk. So for now, Elon Musk, what's his next journey? Well, his next journey is he's in the, he right now is building a brand new factory that's going to change the way that cars are manufactured. So this is factual, for modern day production, it's really from Model T, Henry Ford's creation of the assembly line of how cars are put together. And we realize or not, the paint is the biggest hindrance to putting these cars together. That is the number one longest challenge. It's the most detailed, longest challenge of getting the vehicles painted to be on the assembly line to be put together. So Elon Musk, he has a vision of how body components are plugged into each other, right? It's like a plug and play. Well, we take a conventional assembly line. I've never been on one, but it's just, you know how you have the frame and the engine and the body and the doors and the glass and the seats and the interior and the and the wheels and tires. And so Elon Musk, he has a vision of his brand new factory that he's going to show to us sooner than later of how he's going to cut the hands-on requirements that will put together cars quicker and far less expensive. Because his number one goal right now is to bring a very affordable electric vehicle that's going to compete with what he already sees. The China market is infiltrating his business model in his heyday of getting all the tax subsidies from other companies, and him being the most dominant only electric vehicle available. It's all changing in front of his eyes. So his answer to that, his journey is he's building this incredible, brand new, sophisticated robotic manufacturing plant in Texas that is supposed to be up and running, I think, within the next 2 years. And then he's going to bring like a Model 2, instead of the Model 3 Tesla, Model 2, a much smaller car, but a very inexpensive car. And he's going to show the whole automotive industry on how he's rewritten how to put cars together. And it will probably change the future of other manufacturers too, what he has. And it really does work. And it's already going on. I mean, for Stellantis Automotive Group, and it's been going on for years. You have one platform that takes care of many different models of cars. That's nothing really new on that. But so for Elon Musk, he's on a journey. You know, what is Elon Musk's real journey? What is he trying to accomplish? And that's the thing about life for you and I. What is our journey? And I talk about this to myself, I would say more than I'd say to you, is my enjoyment in life has always been my journey. My creating a business, my work, persistence, and my habits that helped me become successful, and my determination and my discipline to get there in the very young years of me getting going in my career and life of working 7 days a week. I'm not embellishing. I worked 7 days a week most of my life. And it wasn't until just really 2017 that I started kind of breaking away from just living here at this property and never doing anything besides go to work every day of my life and go buy a different car, truck, motorcycle. And that was my escape. That was my escape time for me in my life, was I go buy a car, truck, motorcycle to reward myself for my hard work, because I couldn't get away from my business. I just didn't have that big a business, and I never really wanted that big a business. I just wanted to kind of keep it simple. And so for me, my journey has been me being able to attain all these really cool cars, motorcycles. That's always been my goal in life, is how many cars can I have? How many cars can I have owned and driven? And when it's all said and done, the dust settles, I think I did pretty good, because I've had a really great journey. And, you know, that journey just about came to an end on Saturday, if you're watching the channel. Yeah, that was just, wow, just beyond, you know. Yeah, it takes a while to sit in, too. Even for me, it's just like, wow, that's just beyond believable what all played out, for the dire circumstances of the end result of what that, you know, the consequences, how that plays out in life. But anyways, so the journey, and that's what it's about. Everybody here watching my channel, everybody's on a journey. But what is your journey? And I think the most dominant thing I hear is, for the younger people, is you got to go to college. You got to go to college. Got to go to college. And if you don't go to college, you're going to be a failure. That's a dominant thing. My parents My parents couldn't get me to go, but they never groomed me really to go. But that was a conversation. But they let it go. They didn't hammer the hell out of me on that. But in many families, it's a very important thing. The kid has to go to college, and that's the journey. And then the kid goes on a journey to college, and then you hear the story. The professor at college has a journey to change them. His position, her position is, I'm going to change you. You came from a very sheltered life. You were only around your mother and father most of your life and some friends. You don't understand life, so I'm going to tell you how life is, and I'm going to just be the slap you in the face, kick you in the butt, and tell you how it is. Yeah, join the military or whatever, right? So for the younger generation, their journey is to go to college. But I just said to you, hey, the Generation Z is breaking out of that constant rhetoric, and they're taking the vocational skills, which that's exciting to me, I feel. So then for people that, progress and get into their career and life, is their journey is, for many, they want to get married. They want to have kids. For many, they don't want to be married. They don't want kids. That seems to be a thing. More so today, maybe. I don't know. Debatable. But then it's all about your career. It's about you getting your job that helps you afford to buy a house. Even though in today's world, that's kind of a little more challenging because of variables of housing prices and interest rates and so but your journey is, as a very young person, you want to get yourself established, get yourself making nice income to afford to be independent. That's your journey. Your number one journey as you become an adult is you want to become independent. That's what I tell my daughter all the time. Sometimes she gets aggravated. She gets, maybe upset from the views or ideas that I think on something, and I stand my ground. And it's like, here's the thing. You always can go do whatever you want to do. I mean, you have that opportunity, and that isn't really what she's wanting to do per se at this time of her life. But as time progresses, things do change. And so a journey for the young person is getting established, getting that house, getting the townhouse, getting an apartment, who knows? The journey is getting your car. You have some favorite car you want to buy. I mean, who doesn't know this? When I was growing up, oh my gosh, always, oh man, if I could own a Corvette one day, that'd be so cool. Just those types of things are in your journey. But at the same time, I want to be successful. I want to be earning my monies. But then the journey turns into, as you start to progress and you have your kids, that you want to be able to help them grow up correctly and help them be self-sufficient and help them be a good citizen to society. But boy, does that seem to be a void in our life in this society now? I mean, does it seem to be more than ever? We have so many people that have such challenges in life, especially when it comes to parenting, and how many children are homeless, with a homeless father, homeless mother. I mean, it's a real big problem, and it's a growing trend, unfortunately, sadly. And then the drugs, all the things that go with all that. And so, but for us, our journey is, we only hope and pray that we can have a relationship with your spouse, and you can keep things in order, and you can raise your children to be good people in this world, and contributors and helpers instead of takers and losers. But boy, wow, what's going on in our country with all these illegals coming here? Doesn't it seem like all the takers and the losers are showing up? I mean, is that what's going on? I just talked about it. It seems like this government's begging these people to come here, and they'll pay them anything they have to pay them to come here and stay here to live off the taxpayers' monies. What's the underlying journey of all these illegals coming here? And some people say, so they vote blue. That would be a lot of people's answer. It just floods the gates of the voting polls to go a whole different direction to address the ideology that's going on in the transformation of our country. So then in your journey in life, as you raise your kids and they go off to school, or they become self-sufficient, or whatever it may be, then you as a person are in the journey of, what am I going to do? Am I going to have money to retire? Many people, reach out to me in my channel. It's like, dude, the way you spend all your money foolishly on all these cars and trucks and motorcycles, I don't know how you could have any money to save to retire. Right? Yes, that's true. Yes, I'm a crazy guy. I'm a wild guy. That's why I have a YouTube channel, because I share with you how crazy I am. And yes, that's very challenging. At some point, I'll have to look in the mirror and say, it just doesn't work anymore. Too much stuff, too much debt, and it's time to start shedding all that and start looking to, have to live a different lifestyle in my journey. But my journey for me is I can't stay still. Can you tell? I can't sit down. That's my journey. I cannot stay still. I want us to do something. I always want to be active doing something. And that's what gives me a lot of joy in this YouTube channel, is I do get to interact with a lot of people and talk to a lot of people and share my ideas and views and share my silliness. But at the end of the day, I'm getting a lot more enjoyment of making content that I've created that I can only hope helps others to see, things differently, or once again, I'm sure some people are like, you know what, I just can't take this guy's channel. He talks too much and he just isn't right. Yeah, okay, cool. Go watch John Williams. Go watch Dan the Man. They're just going to tell you every day that everything's over, that everything's coming to an end. Just go watch those YouTube channels. I mean, sincerely, that's the most dominant viewing channels, is the negativity channels. If I just started broadcasting, I can tell you tomorrow how bad it's going to be. I don't know. I sometimes think I should make this content up just to see how many views I would get on my channel by just making up content of how everything's going to come to an end. That there's no doubt the world's coming to an end, the economy's coming to an end. It's just incredible on how these other YouTubers have incredible dominance of people catering to love to see all the negative news. And then they wonder why they're in dire circumstances. Sincerely, that's the way it works in life. What you focus on expands. So if you constantly focus on being a failure, you will fail. If you constantly focus on looking at others that fail, you're going to probably fail with them. If you constantly hang out with people that are losers, you're probably going to be a loser. Why do you want to subject yourself to that when there's so much opportunity in this world that mankind still hasn't even accomplished, and there's such great things to come through humanity, if it's handled with the correct journey? And that's the word. It's the journey. What is your journey? Have you written your journey? Have you written down your goals? Years ago, I wrote down my goals. I did all this stuff, and I used to look at it every day of my life, and I would remember it. I could tell you the Think and Grow Rich 12 steps that Napoleon Hill wrote the book that I read very young. And I just thought they were very powerful, a very basic, powerful foundation of humanity and mankind that I think makes the difference of the winners versus the losers. And I think that book, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, who Dale Carnegie, the steel magnate, took under his wing and asked him to write that book. It's on my YouTube channel, Think and Grow Rich, and I explain to you where my true beginnings came, and I share that. And if anybody wants to watch that video, it's a Think and Grow Rich video of the positive mental attitude and sound physical health and harmony in relationships and freedom of fear and hope of future achievement and capacity for applied faith, willingness to share blessings with others, to be engaged, labor of love, open mind, all subjects to all people, complete self-discipline, knowledge to understand others, and the money comes last. And if you master all that, you get the 13th to 6th sense. So watch that video. But I used to say it to myself every day of my life, getting going very young, to myself, because I had to say to myself, when I get up today, did I have a positive mental attitude? When I got up this morning, did I have good physical health? Was I partying all night long? I mean, was I partying my ass off where I was tired from partying? So you can go to work. You go to work today. You'll walk in the office and there's a person with a lousy attitude. Oh boy, they're a winner. There's a person that partied way too hard and they're tired, they're lethargic. There's another person that's constantly scared. They're always scared about things. There's another person that has a very closed mind. There's another person that doesn't want to share anything. It's all about them to themselves, and they won't help anybody in the office, won't do anything. I mean, you can go through the list. So write down that list, what I just told you, of those 12 things, and see how many check marks you can actually check off. And for me, I can't check off all those. Because complete self-discipline, right? I understand. Hey, you spend your money foolishly. Correct. I don't disagree. I don't understand. I'm having fun. Does it last forever? It doesn't. Having fun, I am. But at the same time, that takes a lot of discipline. You go to the car dealership and say no. And people, I'm sure, like the Trackhawk, that black Jeep Trackhawk, somebody bought it. Which I think that's, I heard everybody saying, no way, man. No way. You know, they're like, walk. And so in my YouTube channel, there are things I go look at that I do walk away from. If you really watch my channel, or the bank says, no, you can't have another toy Mr. Iceman. So that's it. I got to wrap it up. I'm now back home picking up all the pieces being gone. It's just hard to believe for me. We left last Wednesday on our journey to Tennessee. And here it is, Tuesday. Close to a week later. It's just time goes by so quickly. Time, it's just but a vapor, isn't it? And when I get on the road, I'm always the person thinking, wow, on a journey, do you come back? And how many stories do we know that? If somebody went on a journey and did they come back? Yeah, sad stories on that, but then there's some incredibly success stories. So as always, that's it. What am I doing now? I don't know. I got a full plate. Just too much in the business side to pick up the pieces. And I got to unload the trailer. The truck is so full of tons of gear. I mean, there's just so many things. But it's raining out. There's no way I'm driving the truck and trailer through the yard. Just trashes it. And I got to get the kid out here. We got to get back in the motivation of going back to work. And that's the thing. Everybody's on vacation. The hardest challenge is getting back and get remotivated. Once you get back, it's get remotivated to go back to work. You got to get that brain all synced back in and get the motive. You got to go back to work. So that's what we're going to do. So as always, thanks so much for my channel. Share the channel and stay on the positive side. And as always, I appreciate all those that make comments, reach out to me. And I hope everybody has a blessed, safe day. And stay tuned for more conversations. And what's tomorrow morning conversation? I don't know yet. But stay tuned for that. And God bless. Have a great day.